The sun was shining, and the birds were singing as the elephant came out of the jungle. By the help of the past continuous, I can describe the background in a story in the past tense. Of course, it is not the only situation in which we use the past continuous. If you want to learn everything about this important English tense, watch until the end of the video. Hello again, welcome back to Phoenix English. The past continuous tense, also known as the past progressive tense, refers to a continuing action or state that was happening at some time in the past. The same as other tenses, first we learn how to make a past continuous sentence, then we talk completely about when to use this tense in everyday English. Formulating the past continuous is not that challenging. The past continuous of any verb is composed of two parts. The past tense of the verb to be, was, were, and the base of the main verb plus ing. So it becomes subject, was or were, ing form of the verb. The auxiliary verb is conjugated in the past continuous depending on the subject. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, they were, we were. You see, the structure is really close to the present continuous tense. Just here, instead of am, is, are, as an auxiliary verb, we use their past form, wasn't, were. And it's totally logical because that one is a present continuous tense and this one is the past continuous. I was watching TV. You were working hard. Subject, auxiliary verb, main verb plus ing. For negative sentences, we insert not between the auxiliary verb and the main verb. I was not watching TV. You were not working hard. And also for question sentences, we exchange the subject and the auxiliary verb. Were you working hard? Was he helping Mary? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. WH question words are added in front of this structure. Who was watching TV? What were you doing at 6 o'clock? Just be careful that the spelling rules for adding ing to make the past continuous tense are the same as for the present continuous tense. Therefore, don't forget to review them in our present continuous video. It's time to talk about the past continuous uses. An action in the past which overlaps another action or a time. It means the action in the past continuous starts before and often continuous after the other shorter action or time. I was walking to the station when I met John. I started walking before I met John, and maybe I continued afterwards. We use the past continuous to express a long action, and we use the past simple to express a short action that happens in the middle of the long action. I was watching TV when you telephoned. Long action, watching TV, expressed with past continuous. Short action, telephone, expressed with past simple. We can join the two ideas with when or while. We use when with the short action, past simple, and while, long action, past continuous. I was walking past the car when it exploded, or while I was walking past the car, it exploded. Pay attention that the long action and short action are relative. I was watching TV when you telephoned. Maybe watching TV took 2 hours. Telephoned took a few seconds. While I was walking past the car took a few seconds, but exploded only took milliseconds. Although the longer action in this example only took a few seconds, for expressing the explosion I use simple past, because still it is the shorter action. That's why I say they're relative. We compare them with each other when making sentences. As I mentioned earlier, we can also use a specific time as an interruption. Last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner. At 3 o'clock, I was working. It means I started before 3 o'clock and finished after 3 o'clock. In the same way, we use the past continuous for the background of a story. Here is an example. James Bond was driving through town. It was raining. The wind was blowing hard. Nobody was walking in the streets. Suddenly, Bond saw the killer in a telephone box. As you see here, we often use the past continuous tense to set the scenes in the stories. We use it to describe the background situation at the moment when the action begins. Often the story starts with the past continuous tense and then moves into a past simple tense. 3. Parallel actions. When you use the past continuous with two actions in the same sentence, it expresses the idea that both actions were happening at the same time. The actions are parallel. I was studying while he was making dinner. While Ellen was reading, Tim was watching television. Reading and watching were happening at the same time, and I expressed it by the help of the past continuous tense. And the last use is similar to the present continuous tense, which we use words such as always or constantly to express irritation or repetitions. Of course, this time the idea happened in the past as we are talking about the past continuous and not the present continuous. She was always coming to class late. I'm showing that I was unhappy with the situation. He was constantly talking. He annoyed everyone. Okay guys, that was all about past continuous tense. I don't know why, but normally students don't like to use this tense, but I'm sure that you have understood how important and practical this tense is. Once again, thank you for your like and support. See you soon.